Okay, so we see in a lot of scenarios like players are able to make out in national teams and still they are not able to improve their performance to make out to the international. Why is it so? Why they're not able to grow themselves?
Um, I don't know. There's many different. I mean, each individual is his own
Yeah,
story, right? So there isn't like a trend. It isn't always X equals Y, and you can
yeah,
apply that to everybody. It's very, very different. But what you're talking about there is you're trying to. So the gap between, say, the best in the world. So like, just take football for example, and it's a
yeah.
sport that obviously I know pretty well. I don't know cricket as much, so I can't really comment on the cricket,
Okay,
unfortunately, for the listeners. But they will watch football, I'm sure. They will watch soccer. They know what it is. If
yeah,
you look at the top two best in the world in football, like Ronaldo and Messi,
yeah,
I mean, they always have arguments. Like people think Messi's the best, people think
yeah,
Ronaldo's the best, and
yeah,
then there's arguments for both, right?
yeah,
But the next person under Ronaldo and Messi, it's very hard, and the gap is massive.
yeah,
So the gap between one and two is the gap between one and two is small, but the gap between two and three is massive.
yeah,
So who's the next best player in the world after Messi and Ronaldo? Some people will say Suarez, some people say Mbappe, some people will say Neymar, whatever. It doesn't really
yeah,
matter. My
yeah,
point being is that there is another tier above them. Like for them to jump into the status of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, it's a massive leap. So going from national team to international is a massive jump. So it just doesn't happen naturally. Just because you make X doesn't mean you're going to make Y.
yeah,
And the gap and transition from making, you might be 100 in the world to now getting to the 10th in the world or whatever it might be,
yeah,
is so bigger than it was from getting 200 to 100. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot of things need to go right for you to make that big gap. And it's all about consistency of training. It's always about believing. And I think the ones that have make it to the very top, one, there's a bit of luck. You can't deny there's some bit of luck, but there's more um, attitude, application, and mentality are like without hard work, you're not going to make it. Talent, yes, you need to have talent, but if you don't have the ambition or the attitude and the resilience to make it, because things will be put in their way all the time.
yeah,
Not to say that documentary again, but if you watch that Michael Jordan video or that Netflix, how many times did that guy have a roadblock in front of him? How many times was there something put in place that stopped him getting to where he wanted to get to? So many times throughout that documentary. And that's what happens. So the elite ones find a way through that. The non-elite ones see it as a block and they stop, and they don't have the resilience to overcome the obstacle in front of them. And I think that's what makes the difference. But you're trying to get to something that is 0.0001% of the world's population. It's going to take something special.
yeah. So as you have in masters in sports science, so I want to know about if someone's want to become like, we see there are a lot more technologies like fields are developing in sports as engineering and like science, etc. So I want to just know about if someone wants to become a sports science, what would be the ideal way to start with and how he can achieve it?
Yeah. You definitely to work in sport, like say the elite level of anything,
Yeah.
requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work,
Okay.
and the first thing I would want to know if a person wants to work in sport is, are you prepared to take sacrifices in your life? Are you prepared to not have a nice lifestyle for a long time? Like that can happen. So you might have to miss birthdays, miss christenings, miss family events. You may have to not go out so much with your friends. You might have to study and work hard and put in the hours. That's the first thing. And I'm not saying you have to do that. If that isn't you as a person, then don't do it. Don't be someone you think you should be. Just be honest to yourself and be true to yourself. And if you then feel like, oh, well, this is, I want to be the elite, so it's okay, and then you are prepared to make the sacrifices, I think the first thing then is persistence. You just have to keep learning, be open-minded, take your take your opportunities when they come. And obviously, you need the formal stuff. So you need education, like a degree, a master's. Attend the college, do a fantastic master's program.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think it's a good program is because practical coaches deliver the content. It's not just academics. So
Yeah.
academics, yes, they have studied, but they have people who have you know, I've been in the industry 12 years and continue to be in it, and I deliver on the courses. Well, I can give some context to the research, and I think that's important. So building that, you must have the mentality and the mindset and the willingness to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Then you need your formal educations, and then you need to be open and growth mindset, and then you need to gain experience. And they're the tools to if you think of them as a pyramid, they're the things. You need to have the level of sacrifice and commitment.
Yeah.
You need to develop the formal education. You need to develop the tools and the skill set, and then you need the experience.